Om Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayat Nasta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki Om Aghnanatimrandasya. So we're reading from Canto 3, chapter 21, verse number 26 to 27. Okay. Hope someone can share or let me share. Hold on. I don't know if it works. Six, 27. Okay, here we go. Sacheha Vipra Rajarshir Mahishya Satarupaya Ayasyati Didrukshastvam Parasvo Dharmako Vidaha Sacheha Vipra Rajarshir Mahishya Satarupaya Ayasyati Didrukshastvam Parasvo Dharmako Vidaha Sacheha Vipra Rajarshir Mahishya Satarupaya Ayasyati Didrukshastvam Parasvo Dharmako Vidaha Sa Swayambhumano Cha and here Vipra, O holy Brahmana, Rajarshi, the saintly king, Mahishya, along with his queen, Satarupaya, called Satarupa, Ayasyati will come, Didrukshu, desiring to see, Tvam, you, Parasva, the day after tomorrow, Dharma, in religious activities, Kovida, export. Translation by Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. The day after tomorrow, oh Brahmana, that celebrated emperor who is expert in religious activities, will come here with his queen Satarupa, wishing to see you. Please repeat. The day after tomorrow, Brahmana, that celebrated emperor who is expert in religious activities, will come here with his queen Satarupa, wishing to see you. Next verse number 27. Because that doesn't have purport. Atmajam asita pangim vaya sila gunan vitam mrogayantim patim dasyati anurupayate prabhu. Atmajam, his own daughter, Asita, black, apangim, eyes, vaya, grown up age, sila, with character, guna, with good qualities, anvitam, endowed, Mrugayantim, searching for Patim, a husband, Dasyati, you will give. Anurupaya, who are suitable, Te unto you, Prabhu, my dear sir. Translation by Prabhupada. As a grown-up daughter whose eyes are black, she is ready for marriage and she has good character and all good qualities. She is also searching for a good husband. My dear sir, her parents will come to see you, who are exactly suitable for her, just to deliver their daughter as your wife. Please repeat. As a grown-up daughter whose eyes are black, she is ready for marriage and she has a good character and all good qualities. She is also searching for a good husband. My dear sir, her parents will come to see you, who are exactly suitable for her, just to deliver their daughter as your wife. Purport by Prabhupada. The selection of a good husband for a good girl was always entrusted to the parents. Here it is clearly stated that Manu and his wife were coming to see Kardamani to offer their daughter, because the daughter was well qualified and the parents were searching out a similarly qualified man. This is the duty of parents. Girls are never thrown into the public street to search out their husband, for when girls are grown up and are searching after a boy, they forget to consider whether the boy they select is actually suitable for them. Out of the urge of sex desire, a girl may accept anyone, but if the husband is chosen by the parent, they can consider who is to be selected and who is not. According to the Vedic system, therefore, the girl is given over to a suitable boy by the parents. Now the last line, please pay attention. She is never allowed to select her own husband independently. This is where all the instruction lies in. This is where our whole bhakti, everything depends on this one particular word, that last line. Super important. if you want to progress. Now we'll understand by mercy of Prabhupada. Om Ajnanatamrandasya Gnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Grimnat Krupa Tamaham Vande Sri Gurum Denataran Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Krupa Sindhubhayeva Paditanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Mena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Shri Rupa Goswami Prabhupada ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta ki jai. So this is as per the context here, as Lord, as Kardamuni expressed his desire, want to marry. Lord is mentioning here that Swayambhu Mano and his wife Satarupa will come and bring their daughter, Mother Devahuti. There in the purport, Prabhupada is mentioning about this independent nature. So now we'll look at this is one of the biggest anartha to having this independent nature, where it is coming from. This is because of the great ignorance one has. So that's why they want to be independent. So that's why we are here in this material world. Let's understand from Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Then we'll get on to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's direct instruction on this matter. Tattva Brahma Chatushtaya Bara Yei Vaishnava Sviya Tattva Brahme Hara Krishna Tattva Brahme Sadhya Sadhanete Brahma Virodhi Vishaye Chaturvida Tattva Brahma Baddha Jiva Chaye. The four kinds of erroneous understanding are very dangerous. They include confusion about one's own true identity. Second, about Krishna's identity. Third, about the goal of spiritual life and the means to attain it. Fourth, about the things that are inimical to the spiritual attainment. These four kinds of erroneous understanding are found in all conditioned souls. It's very important here. Tattva Vibrama, Swarupa Vibrama, Swat Tattva Vibrama, Krishna Tattva Vibrama, and Sadhya Sadhana Brahma, and Virodhi Vishaya Brahma. These are the four things. Now let's understand from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Why should we hear from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Advaita Mahatva Tanra Bhakti Bhakta Bhakti Nama Prema Rasa Tattva Binna Binna Likiyachi Kariye Vichar Sunile Janive Sava Vastu Tattva Sar. If one patiently hears about the glories of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Nityananda Prabhu and Sri Advaita Prabhu and their devotees, devotional activities, name and fame, along with the mellows of their transcendental loving exchanges, one will learn the essence of the absolute truth. Therefore, I have described these in Chaitanya Charitamrita with logic and discrimination. This is directly by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Now, this ignorance is just like compared with a. So that's it. Super important. Attending the Guru Puja, understanding the each and every word and line of the Sri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma Bandhu Mui Savadane Mate. The practitioner must be sadhu savadhan. Always has to be attentive to the words of Guru and Krishna, following the words. As soon as we have this independent behavior and nature, Swachandata, then the bhakti is destroyed. We have to follow the anugatya of a Guru and Krishna, the pure devotee of the Lord. That's why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is directly giving instruction. It is like the dense fog. That's why what Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying. Three things Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying when he's talking about prasad. Sarira avidyajal. The first grossest ignorance we have of this gross body. Again and again, despite hearing classes, again and again, we act on the bodily platform constantly, forgetting our eternal goal of attaining Krishna Prema, serving Guru and Krishna. Initiation becoming a formality. Service and everything is in the secondary priority. Priority is something else. Do we really want bhakti? That we don't know. Do we really want to enjoy bhoga? Neither we are not able to do that, nor we are able to do bhakti. We are not trying to understand what this pure devotion service is. There is no other way to get it. So Prabhupada writing in the letter to one of the devotee, if you follow the spiritual master and Lord Krishna, serve, hear attentively and serve both of them simultaneously, then everything will be revealed in the heart of the practitioner. Only when you serve and hear gurus, when you have independent behavior, this ajnana timirandasya, this timira andasya is described as this sirira avidyajal. First ignorance is this avidya of the gross body. Then jedendriya tahekal, that is indriya, the senses, is compared like kala sarpa patali, the snake of the senses, always constantly absorbed, going after the vishaya, material things. Not Guru's business, not Krishna's business, our own independent business. When we do service, we have to be under the guidance of Guru and Krishna and representatives. That's what service means. If you do anything else, that is your own independence. You cannot attain Krishna Prema. You cannot progress in bhakti when we have this independent nature of this grossest ignorance on the gross level and then subtle on the senses level further. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is mentioned. Sirira avidyajal jadendri tahakal jivebile vishaya sagare. As we are entering into this ocean of material suffering and distress because of this constant absorption and having this, despite having initiation, we are having this independent nature. We think that this institution doesn't belong to Prabhupada. We think that because we have this, that's why we are not able to understand the mood of a Guru and Krishna, because we are taking up the independent nature. Neither we are hearing attentively to Guru and Krishna and following their instruction. Because if you do, because this institution belongs to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission. This is Srila Prabhupada's mission. So Prabhupada established this institution. That means everything must go on according to the orders of Guru Acharya. Then that is what is the Anugatya means. Sri Rupa Goswami is mentioning in the 8th verse of Nectar of Instruction. What is he mentioning? Same thing he is mentioning there. Tannam Rupa Charitadi Sukirtananu Anusmutyo Tishtan Raje Tad Anuragi Jananugami. We must follow in the under the guidance of Sri Prabhupada and his representatives. That is what the Anugatya means. Otherwise, we have Swachandata. That's why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is directly instructing. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is explaining this in the first and foremost chapter, Adi Leela, first chapter itself, about this greatest ignorance. It is compared like the dense fog. When you have dense fog in the morning, can anybody clear it by themselves? No one can clear it. Who can clear? Sun and moon. That is also external. Sun and moon can clear this fog. This andhakar in the heart of the living entity, that's it. Divyagnan Hruda Prakashito. It is not by mind, it is not by intelligence, it is not based on your scholarship. It is only by Guru's words. Guru has to remove this ignorance from your heart, from the heart of the practitioner. When he will remove, when you give up your Swachandata, your independence, and you follow the instructions of him, then he can remove your ignorance. Until that point, he cannot remove your ignorance. Because you think you are independent, you think you know better than Guru, above than Guru. And we start trying to instruct. And today being the Madhavendra Puri's disappearance, and he is teaching that lesson. That Madhavendra Puri is teaching that lesson in front of showing two examples how Ishwara Puri has conducted his behavior and how other disciple Ramachandra Puri conducted his behavior. One who is trying to instruct his spiritual master rather than serving and following and having this independent nature. And this is the biggest problem. This is where our bhakti gets destroyed. We can't progress in bhakti when we have this independent nature constantly. Let's hear now from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, through the mouths of Sri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami and Sri Prabhupada. Surya Chandra Hare Iche Sabha Andakar Vastu Prakasya Kare Dharmera Prachar. Yehi mata dui bhai jivera agnan tamo nas kari kaila tatta vastu dham. As the sun and moon drive away the darkness by their appearance and reveal the nature of everything, these two brothers, this is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, dissipate the darkness of ignorance covering the living beings and enlighten them with them, enlighten them with knowledge of the absolute truth. Further, Sri Chaitanya Krishna Das Kaviraj further. This is very important verse. Chapter 1, verse number 90. Super important verses. Ajnanata mera nama kahiye kaitava dharmartha kama moksha vanchadi sava. The darkness of ignorance is called kaitava, the way of cheating, which begins with religiosity, economic development, sense gratification, liberation. Because we are constantly in this material, we are running after these things. No problem. But think everything belongs to Krishna. Minute we took initiation, everything belongs to Krishna. Our body, our wealth, everything belongs to Krishna and Guru, not us. So then that we have to give up this independent nature. Further, let's see, further clearly stating in the next verse, further 92, what will happen when you have this ignorant independent nature. Tara madhya moksha vanche kaitava pradhan yaha haite, the last line is important, yaha haite Krishna bhakti haya antardhan. Krishna bhakti will be destroyed when you have this independent nature. Let's see the translation. The foremost process of cheating is to desire to achieve liberation by merging into Supreme. For this causes the permanent disappearance of loving service to Krishna. All the four things: economic development, religiosity, liberation, dharma, artha, kama, moksha. You're constantly, because if you really want bhakti, then we must be following the anugatya of Guru, what Guru is saying, what Acharya is saying, what Srila Prabhupada is saying, following the instructions, serving the institution, no independent nature. Then we can't attain bhakti. Our progress is right away checked. The fog will never be cleared. Or andhakar in the heart will never be cleared. On the gross body will never be cleared. On the senses will never be cleared. Mind, intelligence, everything will constantly speculate by what we like to do, what we desire to do, not what Guru desires. This kind of behavior is not going to help. This destroys our bhakti. Further, Mahaprabhu, further Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Krishna bhakter badaka yata subha asubha karma seha eka jivera ajnana tamo dharma. That's why it is mentioned. Om ajnana timirandasya gnananjana shalakaya chakshurun melitam yena tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. That timira is this dense fog in the heart. All kinds of activities, both auspicious and inauspicious, that are detrimental to the discharge of transcendental loving service to Lord Sri Krishna, are the actions of darkness of ignorance. Further, Yahara prasade ye tamo hayanas, tamo nasa kari kare tatvera prakas. By the grace of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, this darkness of ignorance is removed and the truth is brought to light. Tattva vastu Krishna, Krishna bhakti prema rupa, nama sankirtana sava ananda swarupa. That's why first we have to hear Shabda Brahma. We have to chant the holy names properly, attentively every day in the morning without missing. And that also hear Krishna Katha from those who are sincere and strict to the Acharya's instructions. Then we can develop bhakti. Otherwise, there is no possibility of developing bhakti. We will develop something else, some other desires, separate from Guru, separate from the Lord. That's why we are here in this material world. If you want to go beyond this, then we have to follow. The absolute truth is Sri Krishna. The loving devotion to Sri Krishna exhibited in pure love is achieved through congregational chanting of the holy name, which is the essence of all bliss. Even the holy name will not reveal. Otherwise, why do we need the initiation? You can chant Hare Krishna Mantra, everybody knows. Why do we need initiation? Because unless Guru reveals in the heart, unless Guru removes this ignorance, there is no way holy name will reveal in the heart of the practitioner. Otherwise, holy name can reveal Nama, Rupa, Guna, Lila. By simply chanting the holy name, we can attain perfection, we can attain Krishna Prema. But it is not possible without the mercy of the Guru. The sun and moon dissipate the darkness of this external world and thus reveal the external material objects like pots and plates. But these two brothers, Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda, dissipate the darkness of the inner core of the heart. Thus they help one meet the two kinds of Bhagavad who are there. Persons are things in relation with the personality of Godhead. One is book Bhagavad, one is person Bhagavad. And then also instructing spiritual master and initiating spiritual master. Eka Bhagavata Bada Bhagavata Shastra, Ara Bhagavata Bhakta Bhakti Rasa Patra. One of the Bhagavatas is the great scripture of Srimad Bhagavatam, and the other is the pure devotion service absorbed in the willows of absorbed in the mellows of loving devotion, pure devotee. Through the actions of these two Bhagavata, the Lord instills the mellows of transcendental loving service into the heart of a living being. Thus, the Lord in the heart of his devotee comes under the control of devotee's love. The first, so that's why we can understand in this way Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's direct instruction here, that how one must be always following the instructions of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna through Guru. And further, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is mentioning, although I know that my spiritual master is servitor of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I know him also as a plenary manifestation of the Lord. This is about the instructing spiritual master and the initiating spiritual master. Clear distinction clearly is mentioning. Guru Krishna Rupa Hana Shastre Pramane. Guru Rupa Krishna Krupa Karena Bhakta Gane. According to the deliberate opinion of all revealed scripture, the spiritual master is non-different from Krishna. Lord Krishna, in the form of the spiritual master, delivers his devotees. And the further is mentioning important verse. This is 45 and 47. Shiksha Guru ka te to jani Krishnera Swarupa. Antaryami Bhakta Sreshta Yei Duyuru. One should know the instructing spiritual master to be the personality of Krishna. Lord Krishna manifests himself as a super soul and as the greatest devotee of the Lord. Their important purport is given. Sri Sanatana Goswami is the ideal spiritual master, for he delivers one the shelter of the lotus feet of Madan Mohan, Sri Radha Madan Mohan. Even though one may be unable to travel in the field of Vrindavana due to forgetfulness of his relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he can get an adequate opportunity to stay in Vrindavana and derive all spiritual benefit by the mercy of Sanatana Goswami. This is Radha Madan Guru, who is representing as Sanatana Goswami here, as per who will bring us close to Shri Radha Madan Mohan, establishing our relationship with the Supreme Lord through Guru. And then the second aspect, Sri Govinda ji acts exactly like the Siksha Guru. First one is Diksha Guru. In this case, second aspect is mentioned as Siksha Guru. Sri Govinda ji exactly acts like a Siksha Guru, instructing spiritual master by teaching Arjuna the Bhagavad Gita. He is the original preceptor, but he gives us the instructions and an opportunity to serve him. The initiating spiritual master is a personal manifestation of Sri Madan Mohan Vigraha, whereas the instructing spiritual master is a personal representative of Sri Govinda Dev Vigraha. This is Rupa Goswami, is the Acharya for the Abhideya. So the practice of devotion service. Sambandha is Sanatana Goswami, Radha Madan Mohan, and Govinda, Radha Govinda is instructing spiritual master. So that's both are very important. You can understand why these two deities, and then further it is mentioned that both of these deities are worshipped in Vrindavana. Srila Gopinath is the ultimate attraction in spiritual realization. When we follow the first and second, then automatically we can attain to the highest perfection of worshipping Shri Radha Gopinath. So in this way we can understand this, how important it is to follow. Now let us understand further about now today being the Madhavendra Puri's disappearance day. Now let's understand even before that, this is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu again, I told before to Sanatana Goswami, Tate Krishna Bhaje Kare Guru Sevan Maya Jala Chute Paye Krishna Charan. If the conditioned soul engages in the service of the Lord and simultaneously carries out the orders of his spiritual master and serves him, he can get out of the clutches of Maya and become eligible for shelter at Krishna's lotus feet. That's why we must serve. We must follow the instructions of Guru, Anugatya, not having independent nature. Then it's not going to help in bhakti at all. First initiate, second doesn't matter. Sannyas, whatever the case may be. So that's why we have to be very careful. Especially as we progress, even to the preachers also. Preachers of the devotion practitioners, of the preachers, or going and preaching, thinking that we are creating disciples. No, actually, we are not the one who's doing. Guru is doing. Guru's Shakti is the one which is allowing us to preach, allowing us to maybe somebody to chant, or somebody to hear, somebody to take prasad, somebody to come to temple. That is this causes, because many times as it becomes pratishta, this is one of the greatest obstacle. Then we act independently also. As we become more and more thinking that we became great scholars and preachers. But always we see that, look at all the acharyas, they're always accepting disciples in what mood? Disciple. They're accepting disciples in the mood of a disciple. They are not thinking that they are the master. They are thinking their spiritual master is the master. Because of his spiritual master, my spiritual master, I am able to have this little knowledge. I am able to accept this disciple. He is the one who is arranging this disciple. He is sending these disciples. I am accepting. And Prabhupada said that many times. So if the Guru himself is accepting disciples in the Shishya as a disciple, then where is our question of thinking that I have become a great scholar, I am the one, I am preaching. I am preaching, I brought these disciples, I brought these many devotees into Krishna consciousness. Where is this question coming up? That means we think we are independent. We have this pratishtha and puja and all these things in our heart. So this will not allow us to progress in devotion service. So that's why it is very important to understand these aspects. Now let's offer our obeisance to Sri Madhavendra Puri as Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is offering. Yasmai datum chorayan kshira bandam gopinada kshira chorabi abido abu Sri Gopala pradurasi vasasan yat premna tam Madhavendram natosmi. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Madhavendra Puri, who has given a pot of sweet rice, who was given a pot of sweet rice stolen by Sri Gopinath, celebrated thereafter as Kshirachora, being pleased by Madhavendra Puri's love, Sri Gopala, the deity at Govardhana, appeared to the public vision. This is in chapter 4 of Madhya Leela, verse number 1. And then he chanted one verse, this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Radharani herself chanted this verse. This is what the verse is repeatedly chanted by Madhavendra Puri and also by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. As Kaustav Muni is considered the most precious or valuable stone, this verse is similarly considered the best of the poems dealing with the mellows of devotion service. We must note down and we should meditate on this verse again and again. Actually, this verse was spoken by Srimati Radharani herself, and by her mercy only was it manifest in the words of Madhavendra Puri. Only Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has tasted the poetry of this verse. No fourth man is capable of understanding it. Madhavendra Puri recited this verse again and again at the end of his material existence. Thus, uttering this verse, he attained the ultimate goal of life. That verse is 4.197. Aidena dayartha nata ye mathura nada katavalokyase hridayam tvat aloka kataram daita brahma kim karom yaham. O my Lord, O merciful Master, O Master of Mathura, where shall I see you? When shall I see you again? Because of my not seeing you, my agitated heart has become unsteady. O most beloved one, what shall I do now? This is in great separation to Sri Radha and Krishna. Madhavendra Puri is uttering these words in that separation mood. How much intensity he has, you can understand. Now, let's look at the Madhavendra Puri's instructions here so that 1 minute, yeah. Jagat Guru Madhavendra Puri Prema Dana Yei Sloka Padi Tinho Kaila Antardhan. His divine grace, Madhavendra Puri, the spiritual master of the entire world, thus distributed ecstatic love for Krishna while passing away from material world. He chanted the following verse. So, but before that, as we chanted already, but he is teaching the lesson here in terms of the Madhavendra Yeswara Puri and Ramachandra Puri. One who is the Ramachandra Puri is attached to this dry speculative independent behavior. One who is attached to dry speculative knowledge has no relationship with Krishna. His occupation is criticizing the Vaishnavas. Thus, he is situated in criticism. This is done by Ramachandra Puri, was thus denounced by Madhavendra Puri due to his offense. Gradually, material desire appeared within him. And this we see also in Jagadananda Pandit. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is instructing through various pastimes. He also has told clearly when Jagadananda Pandit wants to go to Vrindavan, he told clearly, be under the guidance of Sanatana Goswami. Don't leave separately. Always be under his guidance and be there only 7 days. After that, you return back here. And don't directly talk to the Dhamvasis. Don't instruct them. So basically, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is instructing, teaching us by lesson that whenever you go to the holy place, are always under the guidance. Don't act independently. Even though Jagadananda Pandit is a great devotee of the Lord, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wants to show, don't act independently. And when he sent his disciples, other disciples, Raghunath Das Goswami and others, Jiva Goswami and others, he always instructed, be under the guidance of Rupa and Sanatana, whoever was going to Vrindavan, because they are the leaders of the ecstatic bhakti. So that's why we should be always under this guidance of the Guru and Krishna and his representatives who are strictly following Guru and Acharya's words and taking the institution and every word of Sri Prabhupada as life and soul and acting on that platform. Then we must hear, we must follow. And then we can attain bhakti. Otherwise, these formalities will not help. So we'll stop here. Already looks like 7:01. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna Kandra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakt Bandhu ki jai. So one point also to be, because people may question that about Guru means how can we serve Guru closely or nearly or when we are still in Kali Yuga. That and then Shastra is describing that these four things we have to be careful how to serve, whether it's the son or the woman or the Guru. We have to be paid. We shouldn't be too close, or the king. We shouldn't be too close, or we shouldn't be too distant, like the sun or the heat or the light on the sun. If you are too close, you will be burned. If you are too far, then you can't get the heat and light. So that's why you have to stay in the middle and serve. Unless you are very strong, then you are able to understand the mood of Guru, then you can closely be there with him and serve him. Otherwise, we will create great offenses like Ramachandra Puri, as it is shown here in Madhavendra Puri's disciples' case. This familiarity breeds contempt. So that's why we have to be very careful. So we have to be a little distant, but at the same time, we cannot miss the service. So not too far, not too close. So in this way, even to the Sri, even after marrying also, as wife and husband also, there also it is mentioned, not too close, at the same time, not too far. Same thing with the king also, not too close, not too far. If you are too close, then the king will give so many things. And if you are too far, then you can't get all the benefits. Whatever you want to give, then you think that you are too distant and you are not following, then he will not give. So all this Shastra is describing that how to serve these four personalities, maintaining little distance, but at the same time following and serving the instructions of Guru, Acharya. So we'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Andhra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakti ki jai. Let's chant 3 times prayers. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare Hare. Sri Narasimha,
Jai
Jai
Narasimha, Jai
Narasimha,
Narasimha, Prahlad,
Prahlad,
Padma Prinka,
Ugram Veeram,
Ugra Mahavishnu, Jalantam Sarvatomukam, Narsinga Keshav Bhadramritam Vishnu
Vighna Vinasa Narasimha Bhagwan ki jai, Bhakta
Jai.
Prahlad Maharaj ki jai,
Jai.
Gopal ki jai, Gaur Bhakta ki jai. Now let us offer our obeisances to all the Vaishnava devotees assembled on this forum and all over the universe. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Thank you very much. Ananda Kodi Vaishnava ki jai. So today being Ekadasi and Govinda Dwadasi, very, very important day. Please increase your rounds and take darshan of the Lord. That is the instruction from Sri Prabhupada, 25 rounds if you can. If you are able to chant 16, then you can increase it to 25 and take darshan of the Lord. And we have Ekadasi Kirtan. If possible, we can attend, at least we go for darshan of the Lord. These are the stipulations in the Shastra and Sadhu and Guru. So we should follow it. Then Saturday, Sunday, we have Nagar Sankirtan Saturday, 12 o'clock or so, 12 to 2, I think. And then we have also cleaning Maha Cleanup, as Chaitra Mahaprabhu himself is instructing in Gundicha Marjan. So every year we should do before Gaur Purnima. Please take this opportunity to clean our hearts and minds by cleansing the temple. So Saturday, Sunday we will have. So please join us in that service. And then Monday, obviously, we have Gaur Purnima fasting till moonrise. And grain prasadam. Or if you want to continue with Ekadasi, that's fine too. next day morning after sunrise you can break it. It's up to you. But in ISKCON all over, we serve grains after the moonrise. But do your own discretion. What will allow you to chant next day morning, that's what, based on that you should do it. If you eat too much, then what's going to happen next day, that you have to consider, and then accordingly follow it. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Krishna Namananda Prabhuji. Thank you, everyone. Happy Ekadashi to everyone. Hare.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.